In today's video, we're going to be having a look at the Reolink E1 Zoom. We're going to be doing a full setup and review of the camera, and if you stick around till the end, I'll be showing you how to integrate the camera into Home Assistant. Check it out. What's going on, guys? I hope you're all doing well. So the Reolink E1 Zoom, this is going to be my first proper tech video for this channel, so do bear with me because there's more than likely going to be some jankiness, and as it's my first video, I haven't really decided how the flow of it's going to go. But as always, any feedback is greatly appreciated. So if you've got any tips or ideas or suggestions for improvements on what I can do with these tech videos, then let me know in the comments below. I do have quite a few tech videos planned, so it would be good to try and improve with each one. Recently, I've been testing out a whole bunch of different smart home cameras, both indoors and outdoors. And Reolink kindly sent me the E1 Zoom to have a play around with and to contrast it with the other cameras. Full transparency, and yes, this is me being transparent. Reolink did provide me with this camera for free, but they never asked me for a video or gave me any input or guidance in what I should do with the camera. And all of the views and opinions shared in this video are all my own. I guess we should start off by having a look at what you get inside of the box. Box, you obviously get the E1 Zoom camera. You also get a power adapter with both the European and the UK power plugs, so you can just attach whichever one you want to use. We also get a mounting plate and some screws if you want to attach the camera to the ceiling. There's then also a reset tool, an instruction book, and some surveillance stickers. The E1 Zoom is an indoor PTZ camera, and what that means is the camera can pan, tilt, and zoom. There's two main methods for controlling this camera. You can do it using a mobile app on either your phone or tablet, or you can use the desktop client, which runs on both Windows and Mac. There is also a third method for controlling the camera, which uses the Reolink web interface. Not all of Reolink's cameras offer this service. The E1 Zoom does, and to access it, all you need to do is just enter the camera's IP address, and it will take you to the web portal. You then just log in, and you can view camera streams and also control the camera. Now, the web user interface does seem very old and dated, and it's also running on the Adobe Flash Player. And if you didn't know, the Adobe Flash Player is now an end-of-life product, so it's not being maintained or developed anymore. Maybe in the future, Reolink might decide to update the web interface to use some more modern technologies and frameworks. It would be nice to be able to just access that and not have to download any additional software. In this video, we're just going to be focusing on the mobile app and the desktop client. The E1 Zoom also features RTSP Streams, so you can make use of an RTSP streamer and stream either the HD or the SD version of your live camera feed. The E1 Zoom is part of the indoor camera range by Reolink, so there's three models in this particular range. You've got the E1 Zoom, you've got the E1 Pro and the E1. Of these three cameras, the E1 Zoom is the top tier one. It's then followed by the E1 Pro, which is kind of your middle range one, and the E1 is just the entry level. Specs wise, the camera features what Reolink like to call the Super HD 5 megapixel Super HD sensor. So it offers a 5 megapixel sensor, which is super clear. The camera also features 3 times optical zoom, and what this means is there's an actual lens that moves in order to change the focus and the actual zoom. So it's not software doing it, there's actual hardware doing it. And what this means is you're going to get a clearer image because you've got some dedicated hardware doing the job, and it's not all just guessed by software. The camera features dual band Wi-Fi, so it can connect to 2.4 or 5 GHz networks. That's actually something you don't really see in indoor cameras, and I'm glad that this has it because it works really well. You can view the camera with RTSP Streams, or you can view it in the phone app or on your desktop client. There's two-way audio with this camera, so you can use it as a very basic telecom. The speakers for the device are housed on the back of the camera unit. And then there's a microphone situated on the front of the device just below the camera sensor. The audio isn't amazing, but it's loud and clear enough for you to actually hear and speak to somebody on the other end. There's extremely good night vision on this camera. The IR LED for the camera sits just above the 5 megapixel sensor. There's motion alerts, and you can adjust the sensitivity of those motion alerts. With those alerts and notifications, you can have them sent to your phone directly using push notifications. You can also send the notifications using email. Those alerts can also trigger things on the camera like the siren or customizable voice alerts. So if you wanted to, you can record your own audio and have the camera play that.
Don't forget to subscribe to MarkWattTech.
On the base of the camera is a little cutout which is used to connect the camera to the mounting plate if you choose to attach your camera to the ceiling. You can also link your cameras with the Google Assistant. This will then let you view the camera's live streams on the Google Nest Hub and also Chromecast enabled TVs. You'll also be able to do the same thing with the Amazon Echo, but it's currently not available on the E1 Zoom. The camera features local storage, so you can put in an SD card, which is going to allow you to make use of the playback feature. The playback feature allows you to watch previously recorded footage, and this footage can be recorded either continuously or on motion events. And that's all the techie specs. If I missed any, or there's a particular one that you want to know more information about, let me know in the comments below. Let's start off by looking at the mobile app, because this will be the main way that you set up your camera. For this setup, I was using the iOS app, but there is also an Android app if you've got an Android phone. Now, the setup for this camera is nice and slick, and it's very simple. You can have your camera set up and running in about 5 minutes. To start off, you're going to want to download the app on your phone. There is an iOS app and also an Android app, so download the one for your phone. You then want to simply just plug in the camera. Once your camera's plugged in and you've got the app open, there'll be an option to add a new device. When you hit that add device, it's going to ask you to scan the QR code on the bottom of the camera. Following this, it will get you to enter your Wi-Fi credentials and get you to scan a QR code on your mobile device with the camera itself. Once you've done this, the camera is going to be able to connect to your Wi-Fi. You're then going to need to give the camera a name and to create a password in order to view the camera. And once you've done that, you're going to be good to go. You'll then be able to make use of that app and start viewing and playing around with all the camera tools. Along the bottom of the app, you've got 4 main tools. This is the talk, clip, PTZ and playback. Pressing talk will allow you to speak to somebody. Clip allows you to zoom into a set section of the camera. This is very useful if you've got the camera in a wide space and there's only a set angle that you want the camera to be looking at. PTZ is your full pan, tilt and zoom, so this is how you rotate and move the camera up and down. The PTZ controls are nice and straightforward. They're simple touch controls to just move the camera around. And there's also a nice little slider to just zoom in and out. Along the top you've got 2 buttons. One of them controls the siren, so you can force the camera to play a siren sound. The other one controls the camera view. This allows you to view multiple cameras on the screen if you've got more than one Reolink camera connected to your app. Along the center of the app, just below the camera feed, there's a few different options. There's a pause button to pause the live feed. There's a volume control to adjust the volume of the camera. You've then got a snapshot button and a record button. The snapshot button will take a picture from the camera and store that locally on your phone storage. And the same with the record button. It will record a video and you can have that saved on your phone. There's then a stream quality adjust. This is useful if you've got slow network speeds, so you can have the camera stream back at a lower quality just to make it run a bit quicker. And there's also a full screen button, which obviously puts the camera view in full screen. In the camera settings, you can fine grain some of these things. You can adjust the motion detection settings, so you can set how much motion needs to be happening in a scene in order for it to trigger. There's a nice little sensitivity slider to push this up and down. You can also set a schedule for the sensitivity, which is a really nice feature, so you can have it more sensitive at certain times of the day than others. And the last motion detection feature you can tweak is the motion zones. So on the motion detection zones, you can draw parts that you don't want to class as motion. And what I mean by that is any area that you color in, if there's any motion happening within those areas, it won't send an alert. With the E1 Zoom, you can get push notifications directly to your phone. So if motion happens on one of your cameras, you can get an alert to it. This alert will also appear on your watch if you happen to have a watch. You can set a schedule for the push alerts as well, so that you only get them at convenient times for you. And that's a quick look at the iOS app. There is a few other features in there that I haven't covered, so you can set up things like FTP and have the videos record to a set location. You can add multiple user accounts, so you can have users that can view it. You can share the camera with other people. You can also customize the siren, so rather than having a siren play, you can have a bit of custom recorded audio playing. You can also set up email alerts so you can get an email notification if there's any motion happening on any of your cameras. In addition to all of this, you can view all the network settings for the camera, you can view all the device information such as the hardware IDs, and you can also view the SD card that's in the camera if you have one in there to see how much storage is left on it, or you can format it while it's in the camera. And that's a quick run through of the iOS app. In addition to the phone app, Reolink also offer a desktop client, and this client's available on both Mac and Windows. The Reolink client is going to allow you to do everything you could do in the phone app and much more. So you can view all of your cameras, you can tweak and modify all the schedules and all the different settings that are available in the camera. You can download the client for free directly from the Reolink site. I'll have this linked in the description below. In this video, we're using a Windows machine, so I'm going to go ahead and download the Windows version now. That's downloaded now and it's just there on the desktop. So let's go ahead and install it. So we're just going to press next and go through the installation wizard, and then we're just going to hit finish and we're going to run the Reolink app, and that's going to pop up the Reolink client. In the background, the client's going to be checking our network and it's going to be looking for any Reolink cameras that are on our network. So we can see there it's found my E1 Zoom. It's telling me here that the E1 Zoom password is incorrect, and that's just because we've started this desktop client for the first time, so the client doesn't know what that password is. Let's fix this now then. So we're going to press on the device login in the top right on this button here. It will then prompt us with the device login for the camera that we've selected. And all we need to do here is just enter the camera credentials for that particular camera. And we're just going to press login. Once you've entered your credentials, it should log you straight in and you'll be presented with a live view of your camera. If we hover over this live view, we'll be presented with a bunch of icons in the bottom right. You'll notice that these icons are the same ones that we saw in the mobile app. Clicking on any of these icons will give you access to that feature. So for example, if we click the PTZ, that's going to give us a little controller to control the pan, tilt and zoom. So we can go up, down, left, right, and we can zoom in and out. If we press on any of these controls, there'll be a small delay before the camera responds. So those are all the same features that we saw in the iOS app. We've also got a volume control to adjust the playback volume, and we've also got a full screen button. So if we wanted to, we could make our whole live view full screen. To get out of that, we just press escape in the app. If we wanted to add additional cameras, we could do that from here as well. We could press this little plus in the top right. We can also modify the desktop client settings by using the cog in the top right here. If there's any movement detected in the camera, you'll see the little blue motion in the bottom left. So we can see Casper's moved to a nice new position, and we've got the little blue man in the bottom left. If we want to modify any of the camera settings specifically, we can do that by pressing the cog in the top left. That's then going to allow us to modify a chosen camera, so we can change the settings for that specific camera. Next up, we're going to have a look at another way of viewing the cameras without using the desktop client or the mobile app. And the way that we're going to do this is by using the camera's RTSP stream. To view this stream, we're going to be making use of VLC, but you can use any media player that supports viewing RTSP streams. So in VLC, we're going to head up to the top left and we're going to choose Media. We're then going to choose Open Network Stream. We then just need to provide the RTSP stream URL to VLC. I'll have the default URL linked in the description below, so you can just copy that and amend it to be your camera values. Once you've got that, you want to just paste it in. The bits of this that you're going to need to update is the username, the password, your IP address, and whichever stream you want to view. If you've created a specific user for your camera, you can put that username here. If not, it'll just be admin. You'll then want to update password to be the password for that account. The IP address you want to change to be your camera's IP. And then finally, with the stream, there's two different streams available. So there's the sub stream and the main stream. To change this, all you need to do is swap the word sub for main. The two different streams are both different quality and resolution. The main stream is the full quality one and the sub stream is the lower quality one. Once you've entered all of your details, we're just going to hit play here. It should just take a second, but you should be greeted with the live stream of your camera. I've opted for the substream here so we can see the difference. So in the desktop client, we were using the mainstream, which was full quality. Here in the substream, we can see that it's cropped a bit. I can see a bit of artifacting going on. And in general, can just see that it is lower quality compared to the main one. That was a quick look at RTSP Streams. So that's another way that you can view the cameras without using the desktop client or the mobile app. Before we wrap this up then, I'm just going to give you my thoughts and opinions on the camera, and I'll also give you some pros and cons of the device. Let's start with my thoughts and opinions then. I've been using this camera now consistently for about 3 months, and I can honestly say I've not had a single issue with it. When I first got this camera, I didn't really have high hopes for it, just based on the experience that I've had with some other indoor PTZ cameras. And I can happily say that the E1 Zoom proved me wrong. The overall build quality and the feel of the camera just feels so much better than some of those other cameras that I've used. Those other ones feel very plasticky and almost toy-like, whereas this feels like a more premium, nicer product. Having the ability to connect to the 5 GHz network is definitely beneficial, and you notice it in the camera. In my testing, I've been using the iOS app and the Windows Desktop Client, and both of those are really solid. Reolink's done a really good job here with both sets of software, and they're both still being updated and improved. Using Home Assistant, there's about 10-second delay between the camera and what's happening on screen. With the iOS app, there's about 4 or 5-second delay. And with the Reolink Desktop Client, it's almost instant, so whatever you've seen on screen is what's happening there live on the camera. And of course, you've also got access to RTSP Streams, so it's nice that there's all these different methods in order to view and control your camera. And they're also not locked down, and you don't need to pay anything extra for any of this. I've used the camera a lot in Home Assistant, and it's the best camera that I have within my Home Assistant setup. It's fast, it loads straight away, you've got access to all the sensors that you need. It just works without any messing about, and at the end of the day, that's what you want. The setup for the device and adding more cameras is super slick and very simple. If you wanted to, you could actually get a camera added and set up within 5 minutes. On to my pros and cons then, and I'm just going to give you 3 of each. With my pros then, the first one I'm going for is the Home Assistant integration. So you can integrate this directly into your existing smart home system, and as I said, you could get it set up within 5 minutes, get that Home Assistant integration set up, and then you've got a camera then that can interact with all of your previous scripts and automations. My second pro then is Reolink service. So with this device, Reolink gives you access to all the tools, instructions, documentation, APIs, all that stuff, all with your camera. None of the features are blocked behind a paywall like some other companies do. There's no monthly subscription, and they don't push their cloud services down your throat, so it's an optional thing and it's there if you want it. They don't force you to use it. It's also not overly advertised and in your face. My third pro then is the camera's quality. So in both normal day-to-day and also in the night vision mode, the camera quality is just really good. It's easy to see what's going on in any mode, and you can scale up and down the quality as needed. You've also got access to that 3x optical zoom, so you can zoom in further without worrying about losing any of that quality. Next up then are the cons, and I feel like I'm nitpicking with these because I've kind of had to think about it a lot just to think of what I don't like. So my first con then is the custom recordings, and this is only on here because I had a few issues whilst trying to set up a custom recording. With the custom recording, when you turn on the siren, you can choose a bit of custom audio that you want the camera to play, and this is a bit of audio that's 5 seconds long. The first few times that I tried to do it, it kept failing to upload to the camera, and I tried a few different things. I restarted the camera, restarted my phone app, restarted the phone, and it just consistently failed a few times, but I did get it to work, and it does work how you expect. But because it failed a few times and it's something that I didn't expect to take that long, it's on the cons list. My second con then is the tilt angle. So with this camera, I would like it if it could actually tilt up a bit higher and also tilt down a bit lower, just to get more of a viewing angle. The reason that this is useful is because if you put it on top of a wardrobe or a cupboard or really anything that's up high, you can't actually tilt down far enough to be able to see the floor level that you'd actually want to be able to see. So just a few more degrees being able to tilt down or even up will just give it that benefit it needs. And my last con then is very nitpicking, but it's the actual connector for the camera. So currently the camera uses a small proprietary power adapter, but it'd be nice if they swap this to be either USB micro or USB-C. I've got tons of those cables lying around the house, and it would just be nice to be able to link it up with one of those. So, should you buy this camera? My answer is yes. If you're after an indoor camera that's got a ton of features, there's nothing locked down behind a paywall, and it's just all round reliable and simple to use, then this is definitely the camera for you. The E1 Zoom is priced higher than the Pro and the standard E1, but you're paying for what you get really. I would definitely recommend this camera to anyone, and I will be looking for other Reolink cameras to set up the rest of my home security. And there we go guys, that was a brief look at some of the setups and some of the softwares that you can use to view and control your Reolink cameras. In a future video I will be coming back to the desktop client to go through that in a bit more detail. I'll also be showing you how to save the media to your own NASs and things like that. I'll also be back with this camera doing a few things with Home Assistant. We'll be having a look at making some cool automations based on the sensors that are available to us. We'll also be having a look at person and object detection. So if you're interested in this camera and those particular topics, then be sure to check those ones out. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop me a like rating. If you're not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and if you ding dong that notification bell, you'll be alerted to any future video that I do. A massive thank you to these awesome dudes. These dudes are my patrons. Thank you for supporting my channel. I appreciate you. If you're interested in supporting my channel and becoming one of these awesome dudes, then I'll leave a link in the description to my Patreon. Go ahead and check that out and have a look at the benefits that are available to you. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.